Mr. Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, it is really very kind of you, Mr. Prime Minister, to have taken the trouble of coming over to this place to inaugurate this 10th conference of our chamber. Our thanks are due to you for responding to our invitation to grace the occasion with your presence in the midst of important activities and duties. I hope you would have had the time to go through the paper sent to you which explain the activities of our chamber. On this happy occasion, we do not wish to trouble you with a number of requests and appeals. As an alert Prime Minister, we are sure that you are already aware of our day-to-day problems, and it is needless for us to enumerate them to you in great detail. Nevertheless, I consider it my duty to bring to your kind notice certain areas in which we would very much like your sympathetic consideration in the light of the facts which are in our favor. Of course, we have been having some appreciation of our difficulties by the departmental officers to some extent, but there is still room for greater understanding of our problems in various aspects. First, let me refer to the problems experienced by our members in the matter of export. We know fully well that it is the duty of those engaged in trade and commerce to step up the export of various items. As a matter of fact, in all our annual and special meetings, we have been trying our level best to find out ways and means of how we could cooperate with the government in stepping up the exports. We have to do a lot in this regard. It is in this connection we request you, Mr. Prime Minister, to kindly instruct the concerned officials at all levels to exhibit some amount of imagination in dealing with our suggestions. As you know, when it is a question of exporting any item, we have to face many problems like the need to maintain quality, keeping pace with the competitive prices offered by other countries, setting up necessary publicity in other countries, and ever so many aspects. There are also certain other items and areas which we cannot openly discuss in a conference like this. All these are items which involve huge expenditure. If we want to export very high quality materials, we have to use best quality raw materials, which means incurring higher expenditure. The government must therefore come forward with necessary concessions in the matter of import of some raw materials by way of tax concessions, by way of reduction in license fee, and so many other factors. It is our sad experience that we do not get full cooperation from the departmental officials for some reason or other. This state of affairs should change sooner or later, unless the present procedure to deal with the problems of exporters undergoes a radical change. We are sorry, the export trade will be greatly affected, which in turn will upset the country's economy. Another aspect which we would like to refer now is about the procedure for grant of license. It is very complicated at present and should be simplified. This requires very urgent attention as a result of the present rules and regulations in force. Many enterprising industrialists are not willing to exhibit their talents and put to use their capital for the establishment of more and more industries in the country. The need of the hour is the setting up of large scale, medium scale and small scale industries in the country. There are a few other matters which also call for immediate attention. We will send a detailed note to the appropriate authorities on these matters. We propose to send copies of these to the Prime Minister also, so that he can have an idea of the problems we have to face and instruct the departments and ministers concerned to take bold, imaginative and helpful measures to redress our grievances. With these few introductory remarks, I extend a hearty welcome to you all to this gathering and request the Prime Minister to kindly inaugurate this conference. Thank you. Letter dated 10th May 1983 from Messrs. Ganesh and Company Limited, Madras, to Messrs. Sundar and Sons, E Road. Dear Sirs, we are very sorry to inform you that you have not paid our bills for the past 10 months. We have sent you several reminders by post besides a number of telephone calls. In spite of all these, we have not received the payment. You have not acknowledged receipt of our letters and given us the reasons for such delay in payment. We are aware that in the past you have been very regular in your payments, and we have had no occasion at all to make any complaint to you about delayed payments. Suddenly, we find that it has not been possible for you to clear our bills. We are at a loss to understand why you have also not chosen to reply our letters. We know that in business there may be occasions when we have to face difficulties owing to reasons beyond our control. At such times, we may not be able to meet our commitments to various parties. So, it is nothing peculiar, but in such circumstances, one has to convince the creditors about the reason for delayed payments and seek time for payment of their dues. It would also be desirable to approach the creditors, explain the true position to them and take their advice. If this is done, they may offer useful suggestions for solving your problems. We are deputing our Assistant General Manager to meet you in person next week to find out your difficulties. If you explain to him your position, he will offer you suggestions to solve your difficulties. If he could not do this, he will report to us and we will give you helpful solutions. Yours faithfully,